At this point in time, I would like to remind you that the opinions of SkeptiCamp presenters do not necessarily reflect those of its organizers.
How you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright, I'm a bit ill-prepared. I thought I was going to show up here and just rant and scream and yell.
You can do that if you want to.
Your portion of the show is over. Michael, the door who spoke right before lunch, actually went on Facebook and he gave a whole thing about his thesis and what he's speaking about. I was like, whoa, people take this shit seriously. I can actually just show up here and rant and scream. But I'm glad that he spoke right before I did, because I'd like to take it a step further. Sam Harris starts every one of his debates, and he says that, my intent is not to offend anyone here, but in all likelihood I may, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. I'm here to offend. I'm here to piss everyone off, and I'm here to say that I'm glad that Michael said what he did, because I'd like to take it a step further. I know he's affiliated and associated with the CFI, so he can't say what he really thinks. But let me tell you something. I've had it up to here with you guys. You guys either grow a set of balls, or I'm out of here. I'm not joking. I'm out of here. I went to a debate. This is one of my first introductions to skepticism and all these things. If you don't know, I grew up... any Jews here, by the way? Okay. Any Hasidic Jews here? Alright, we got one guy there. I grew up a Hasidic Jew. I don't know if you know what that is. Those are the smelly, funny people that laugh at behind their backs. Don't bullshit me, you do. I was one of those people, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit what the hell goes on behind the scenes and how this relates to skepticism, how this relates to atheism, which I really group together. I don't even think that there should be a separation, and what's going on over here. Now, there's something very interesting about Jewish jokes. I'm a comedian, I tell jokes all the time, but every other ethnicity, and by the way, if you have any political correctness, just seriously, get out now. You're going to chill out, you're going to have a good fucking time. I'm not watching football now, so you guys are going to have a good time and enjoy this time. Every other ethnicity you speak to, you have to really worry about what they think and what they're going to say. Am I going to offend someone? I mean, we all know how every black joke starts, right? Like this. Right? That's how they all start. And we all clearly know why no Mexicans have ever won the gold medal in the Olympics. It's a very easy answer. Any Mexican that can run fast, jump high, or swim well is clearly over the border by now. And you see, you were a little bit uncomfortable laughing at that. And the question is why? Because you assume that the people that you're talking about, that you're not one of them. We all know that there's an immigration problem in this country. And you all say to yourselves, I'm really concerned offending these people. But the only demographic of people that you never worry about when you tell jokes to are Jews, right? In fact, when you see a Jew, you're excited to tell them a Jew joke. Come over here, you Jew joke. Wait, see, these two rabbis are walking down the street, and one of them sees a beautiful blonde, and he says to the other rabbi, God, I'd love to fuck her. And the other rabbi says, out of what? You see? Jews are really, really excited. And it doesn't even matter if you mix it together with other ethnicities. You all know the one about the Mexican that walks into a bar and he says, hey, I need me a tequila. And the guy says, all right. He pours him a tequila. He says, that's $4. He said, I paid you 2 minutes ago before I ordered a drink. And the guy says, oh, I am sorry. I'm having a long day. Here's your drink. I'm sorry. And the Mexican goes outside and says, whoa, what a loser. And he sees a Russian guy. He says, the bartender, the one in the back, is a little retarded. Go in, do this on him. The Russian guy walks in and he says, I want to have a vodka. Sure, he pours him a vodka. He says, $4. He says, I paid you 2 minutes ago. I'm really having a hard day. Just just take it and go. And he walks outside and he sees a rabbi. The rabbi's walking down the street and he says, Rabbi, the bot in the back there, he's a little absent-minded. Go in, discuss it with him, get a drink, you can get it for free. The rabbi says, good news. He walks in, he says, Mister, can I have a seltzer? The guy pours him a seltzer. He says to him, you know something, I'm having the worst day of my life. My wife calls me this morning. She says she thinks she has cancer. The doctor says it doesn't look good. It ruins my whole day. Sure enough, the manager comes over to me and he says, I think I'm going to have to let you go. The economy's bad. I can't have you here. And on top of that, these two guys come in and I'm almost positive that they didn't pay for their drinks. And I think they're just making it up. The rabbi looks at him and he says, listen, mister, I don't got time for your stories. Give me my change and let me get out of here. Now, what does this tell you? You would have no problem saying this to a Jew. You would have no problem at all. In fact, as a fucking Jew, I'm telling you, we get excited when we hear these jokes. The question is, why do we get excited? What is it about our stereotype as opposed to the blonde stereotype that you have to worry? Everyone knows what's a blonde skeleton in your closet. We all know it's the 1996 hide and seek champion. We all know that we have to worry when we say those things. But when it comes to Jew jokes, we don't worry. And I think the answer is very, very simple. And I tie together with skepticism, atheism, and just a fucked up morality that religious people have. And it goes as follows. Again, I speak on behalf of Jews, and I hate Judaism. I mean, I'm a cultural Jew, and I do all those things, but I promise you, I hate your religion just as much as I hate mine. I only speak about mine because it's the one I know best. And we grow up with the logic, with the knowledge that we are the chosen people. God created the world for us. Everything He did was for us. Now, clearly God wants us to have lots and lots and lots and lots of kids. He wants us to have bar mitzvahs. He wants us to have Sabbath. He wants us to have all those things. How are you going to pay for all those things? You have a job that doesn't give you enough money to cover all those expenses. Well, you got to figure out a way how to take the money away from the rest of the people. This is obvious to every Jew. You guys look at it as jokes. To us, it's not a joke. This is reality. Every Jew that hears a Jew joke laughs in a whole different way than a non-Jewish person laughs. You laugh and you say, ha ha, it's funny. We laugh, we say, my uncle did that. My cousin did that. This is something that's close to reality. And I can honestly tell you it's serious. I mean, personally, one of the first Jew jokes you hear as a Jew is the one where in Oklahoma, the guy comes out of a bar and he sees a priest standing, with a big silver plate. In fact, I think he has around his neck something that says, save our troops or something. And next to him is a rabbi, decrepit, disheveled, sitting with a hat. And all the rich people in town walk by, they're anti-Semites. They take $100 bills, they put it in the silver platter. Then they look at the rabbi, they take a penny, they throw it in his hat, they say, fucking Jew, and they walk away. He's watching this for a while. And finally he comes over to the rabbi and he says, Rabbi, I'm not a Jew, I don't care, but it hurts me to see what's going on here. Why don't you go 2 blocks away, 3 blocks away? Why are you doing this to yourself? And the rabbi looks up at the priest and he says, Yankel, they're telling us how to do business. You guys look at it as a joke. Some of you guys. I look at it as reality. I worked in real estate 2 years ago. I had a partner who was a Hasidic rabbi. This is a guy that wouldn't get out of bed until he washed his hands and did prayers. He wouldn't step out. Every single type of thing in the world that you can think that would burden a life, he did. We bought a property that used to be a church. But the board had a meeting that they wouldn't sell it because it used to be a church, it's going to convert it to condominiums, but they don't know what he's going to do with it, blah, blah, blah. He sat there at the board meeting and without blinking an eye lied through his teeth. He just stood there and said, Your Honor, I just want to say, I don't know what you're talking about. Brooklyn is a multicultural center. We're looking to build a shrine for Jesus here. We're going to make a library that shows the cultural diversity of Jews. He had no problem lying through his teeth and afterwards high-fived me. This is a person that is every single little part of his life is ruled by God and piousness and everything. But when it comes to taking money away from people that are not Jews, he has no problem whatsoever. This is how fucked up religious morality is. I mean, I know one of the first jokes I heard as a kid was with the priest, rabbi, minister. And I know you guys hate the priest, rabbi, minister jokes, but bear with me, please. And they all are discussing great miracles that happened to them. I'm just trying to make a point with this. And the minister says, I'm going to tell you this is a true story. I was out in the sea, and there was turbulence, and water was blasting and flying. We thought we were going to die, and I prayed to God. What do you know? Everywhere I can see far away, the waters were flying, and there were cascading waves, but all around me, the 10 feet around me, calm water, and the ship didn't move. The priest said, an amazing story happened to me, very similar to this. I was walking and it was thunder and hailing, hurricanes, trees were getting ripped out. I thought I was going to die for sure. And I prayed, and guess what happened? Within 2 minutes, I looked far and I saw trees flying, everything, but the 10 feet around me, calm. I was able to walk, no problem. And the rabbi, as you're all expecting, says, you're never going to believe this. It was Saturday, the Sabbath, the holy day. We're not allowed to do anything. We can't carry. We can't have money. Yeah. And what's your excuse?
I ain't know that. That's all good.
Anti-Semite. Anyways, the rabbi says it was the Sabbath. I couldn't do anything. I can't pick up anything. I can't carry anything. And what do I see on the way home from temple? A $20 bill on the floor in front of me. I can't pick it up. It's money. You can't carry money on the Sabbath. You know what I did? I prayed to God. And I prayed. And sure enough, everywhere I looked far away, it was Saturday. But right around me was Thursday. Right around me. And